friends and fans, Christy from Happy and Healthy TV with you guys tonight, filming a 100 Days of a Girl with Lyme documentary. We're on day 19, so we're into May, well into May, we're getting into May right now, and it's Lyme Disease Awareness Month. So this month, what I've decided to do on just about any video that I'm posting is to go ahead and let people know of where different rallies or protests are going to be held, but also to bring up Lyme in the news and what has been going on. And boy, we've had a lot of news lately. It's been a lot of cool stuff going on with Lymies helping other Lymies. And I love this story that I pulled up. That was a press release from Global Newswire. It's the name of the article, if you want to look this up, and I'll put the link below in the description box, is Lyme Disease Awareness Month is helped by the global impact of the teen who created a free Lyme tick tracker app. So cool. A 14-year-old young lady actually made up this app where you're able to go and actually check for different ticks in the area and so forth. And if you get bit by a tick, it tells you what to do. There's all these really great things. This 14-year-old young lady, Olivia, unfortunately was bitten by a tick and had seen over 51 doctors and went through a battery of scary tests, and all of the stuff that we Lymies unfortunately seem to go through. And this became a passion of hers. So hats off to Miss Olivia. I'm going to read this article to you guys because this is just what an inspiring story that this 14-year-old young lady created this app. I definitely need to let my son know about this. He's interested in going to school for robotic engineering, but he is really good when it comes to stuff, like most kids in his generation, when it comes to, computer literacy and so forth. So I'm surprised he did not come up with that idea first. His idea, patent pending on this. I don't want to give Jaden's ideas away, but I think it's cute. He always jokes around and he said, "Mom, I'm going to build a robot and either go back in time." So he's, contemplating, I guess, figuring out how to do time traveling. And either make sure you didn't get bit by the ticks you got bit by, or, I would basically develop something where I just, a robot goes in your body and gets rid of it. I love the mind of he's been saying this since he was 7, so I think it's just so cute. At 11, he still says this. So I have to share this article with Jaden. He'll be happy to see that another person just a few years older than he is out there making some changes here. So let me get on with this article for you guys. So this is Denver, Colorado, and let me put my glasses on so I can read this to you guys properly. 1 second as I do that. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I'm going to start doing live videos actually for Facebook, so I can have my Limey pals comment in real time on these things. So anyway, here we go. So good old Denver, Colorado. May 1st, 2019. Again, this comes from Global Newswire. In support of the month of May's focus on Lyme disease awareness, the Live Lyme Foundation, great foundation, is encouraging the public to download the free Tick Tracker app. I'll include the link for that below, guys, which is available at the Google Play and Apple app stores. Created by 14-year-old Olivia Goodrew. I'm sorry, Olivia, I just butchered your last name. You're awesome. I can't read. Created by 14-year-old Olivia Goodrew. This is definitely French, whatever. One of the languages I don't speak. To help combat tick-transmitted diseases and infections, the app uses a patent-pending algorithm to coordinate multiple tick activity data sources into a simple and user-friendly map view. How cool is that? Tick Tracker continues to grow and has users in countries across the globe. It is Olivia's hope that the app will become more of a key data resource for scientists and government agencies in the United States that are combating ticks and tick-borne disease expansion. The plan is to continue developing the app into multiple languages so that everyone can have access in their own native language. Currently, the app's technology is available in English, French, and Spanish, with easy distribution in Canada, Mexico, the UK, France, and Australia. So any of my Italian, io parlando italiano people out there, if you want to download this app, I can translate in Italian, whatever the case is. One of the 3 languages I speak. Anyway, The federal government has rallied around the promotion of the free app to the public, selecting Tick Tracker as part of the 2018 The Opportunity Project's top sprint program. After completing the 14-week program, Tick Tracker was a focal point in the Census Bureau's top demo day, which showcased 20 plus new innovative tech tools to more than 15 governmental agencies searching for effective ways to solve some of the world's most critical challenges. Olivia's Tick Tracker app was also selected by the Department of Health and Human Services as one of the most impactful technological creations coming out of the top health sprint. Amazing! Go Olivia! This recognition garnered Olivia as an invitation to present at the top health showcase on the White House grounds at the request of the Presidential Innovation Fellows and Department of Health and Human Services in early February of 2019. As a fellow Limey and as a mother, my hat is off to you, Miss Olivia. Your parents must be so proud of you. God bless. Article goes on to say, in addition to providing real-time and historic data on an interactive map using geolocation, users can report tick sightings and bites. The life-saving app also educates users, especially children, about tick identification, prevention, and safety through game-based learning. Olivia contracted Lyme disease during a family vacation while in the first grade. Oh, poor girl. But she was not diagnosed with the illness until 18 months later after going through a battery of tests and seeing 51 doctors. Oh, God, this poor young lady. And sadly, as you all know, we hear this often. This experience prompted her to devote countless of hours to the cause by supporting research and organizing fundraising events through the Live Lyme Foundation. So it's Live, L-I-V, Lyme, L-Y-M-E, of course. It's one word, foundation. I'll put links to that at the bottom as well. Great organization. However, her greatest contribution to date may be the creation of the life-saving Tick Tracker app. Lyme is one of the one of the fastest growing vector-borne illnesses. Every year, more than 350,000 people contract the illness, while many of them never get a bullseye rash. We talked about this on the last video, or even though they were bitten. It happens all the time to people. Lyme disease can be also transmitted by mosquito bites, rodents, mother-to-child transmission, so congenital Lyme. My late daughter passed away from that 8 years ago. So again, that's controversial, but now this is coming out to be true, and many other ways. Based on current usage, Tick Tracker has a goal to develop the largest collection of tick sightings and tick reports in the world, excuse me, to further the global effort to eradicate tick-borne disease. Tick Tracker collects tick photos that are shared with Lyme labs and research facilities to help scientists better track tick populations and ultimately aid in the research for a cure to Lyme and other tick-borne diseases. With the discovery of the Asian longhorn tick in 2017, that is a freaky looking tick. I can put a picture up of that guy. He's got like an orange bottom to him, like where his rear end would be. It's just bottom. Freaky looking thing. So with the discovery of the Asian longhorn tick in 2017, health officials are concerned about the case numbers increasing. This particular tick, which can be found on pets, livestock, and wildlife, can produce without mating. Ugh! That's just freaky. Not good. Swarms of ticks can attack in numbers of 1,000 or more on one animal or person. Oh, goodness. Which is why it is vital that the public is aware of the free Tick Tracker app across the globe. For the full press kit, blah, 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 it tells you where to go. And again, I'll post the link to this article below. But yeah, so I just downloaded Tick Tracker on my phone after I read this article that was sent to me, and I am pretty impressed with it, I have to say. It does give a map of like red zones where there are going to be more ticks. I think what I'm actually going to do, my son is going to be attending summer camp. We're doing nature camp and karate camp for half of the summer this year. So I'm really excited about him going to nature camp, but I have to be honest, this is an interesting thing with him. I got sick when I was I got sick when I was 5.5. My son was 5.5, going on 6 when I had first gotten sick from Lyme, and I watched what happened, to his mother with this, and I find it to be, it's just kind of sad. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons why that's sad, but the primary reason it's sad is that I remember being his age, or even being younger than that, 8, 9, 10 years old. The worst thing you could do to us was tell us not to go play in the woods, right? We used to make forts and dirt bike ramps, and being a kid back in like the 80s and stuff, in the 90s, way different than being a child today. Of course, a lot of things have changed in terms of maybe kids doing some of those activities and being outdoors more. But it's funny, like I don't even remember ever getting bit by a tick when I was a kid. We knew they were around, but it was never something that was so prevalent. I think global warming has played a part in that. The tick population, as we know, just based on this Asian longhorn tick, is definitely expanding, and these ticks don't even need to mate in order to, replicate and reproduce. So, I mean, that's really just freaky and scary. So you start thinking about those factors, but I think it makes me so sad to see. It's disheartening to see that my son will go into the woods and like literally like gets just frightened, like he freaks out. Oh my God, we're gonna get bit by a tick. This is gonna happen. That's gonna happen, so on and so forth. I find myself constantly reassuring him that mom spent her whole childhood in the woods and she was fine. And actually, being in nature obviously is very, very good for you. At the same time, I could certainly understand why he has a predisposition to have a fear to that. So I love this app idea for him. I think when he goes to nature camp, I want to send him along with his tablet so he can have the app, and maybe that's something I could even speak to the nature camp about, in terms of, watching out for these kids. So if your kids are going to camp over the summer, or if you are spending a lot of time landscaping, or you're in a heavily wooded area, really, it doesn't matter where the heck you are. The beach. I am one of those people that, I have all these great beach chairs and all kinds of great beach accessories. My trunk is full of them. But what I find interesting is that sandflies can carry Lyme disease, they're now saying. So all the years, my whole life, I grew up, being very blessed and living 5 minutes away from the beach. I live on an island, so we have our choice of going to different beaches. Very blessed for that. But I sit there and I think about it. I'm like, okay, I'm laying out in the sand on my, Disney whatever towel I have at that point in time, because it's usually Disney something. And how many times could I have gotten bit by a sandfly and had no idea? I mean, it happens. Um, so these little guys are all over the place. I think that it's wonderful that um, Live Lyme Foundation had gone ahead and helped to fund, and it helped with fundraising to get this tick tracker app. The more bites and different species of ticks that we can track, the better off we are. That also leads me to talk about um, tickcheck.com. Tick check versus tick tracker, so two different things. Tick check, if you go to www.tickcheck.com, if you are to be bitten by a tick, the first thing you want to do is save the tick. You can send it off to a lab to have it analyzed. I would also use Tick Tracker so you can alert other people, hey, I got bit by a tick in such and such area. This is the type of tick, I have the picture of it. And then scientists can go ahead and see if there are more ticks like that in that particular area. Um, I think it's really funny. I had a friend of mine not long ago that had been tested for Lyme, and funny enough, this person and I grew up not far away from each other. And interesting enough, the person showed up positive for Lyme for the same 3 bands that I showed up for. So, going back and looking at it, it's like, okay, was it the same species of tick? Was it carrying the same type of co-infections? Was it carrying the same type of what we call bands on a Lyme test? And if you've had a Lyme test done, you know what I'm talking about. If you've not had a Lyme test done, the CDC, about 1982 roughly, testing was developed for Lyme. There used to be originally the original Lyme titer test had 20 bands on them. Now they only have 10. So it's really difficult to catch it. So we do know there are other bands that are out there, in addition to different types of Lyme bacterium. So there's not just what we look at most frequently, which is Borrelia. There's also Dr. Horowitz is finding that there's a new strain of Lyme disease, myomoiti, that is from, I forget which kind of tick. I have to go back and look that up. Forgive me, guys. But there's all different types of bacteria. It's growing and it's growing and it's growing. So you're getting to a point where it's like, okay, we're starting to try to have a handle on treating Borrelia, the main bacteria from Lyme, but then what about all these new bacteriums that are coming in, that these different species of ticks that are infected by? There is one tick, and I believe the Asian Langhorn was on the list, or Longhorn was on the list, that if you get bit by this tick, you can like die within 48 hours, which I think is insane. Um, of course, it's going to depend on a lot of things: your inflammation, your body, your immunity, your ability to fight off infections, of course. So, there's a lot of different things that would play a role there. So, again, hats off to Miss Olivia here. Please download Tick Tracker app, especially if you live in a Lyme disease hotbed, as I call them. So anywhere in the Northeast, along the West Coast. In addition to that, honestly, it's everywhere. I have to put my little map of where these little guys are hiding out. So they're just all over the place. So, I would think this is a great thing to take with you if you're going on a hike or something like that. God forbid you already get bit. You can hurry up, save the tick. Remember, tickcheck.com. And then you want to use the Tick Tracker app to let other people know, be careful in that area. This way that lets scientists and researchers know these are the areas we want to be going in. And it would be interesting to see as this app becomes more widely used. I mean, people are using it in Mexico, they're using it in Canada. I know quite a few people in Canada who have Lyme. So again, it is not just limited to the Northeast as we originally used to think, although this is a very bad area for ticks. But yeah, it's definitely something to pay attention to. So again, my hat is off. Not hats. I'm not even wearing a hat. Hat is off to Olivia for today. For her amazing accomplishment on this. 14 years old. Rock star in my book, Sweetie Pie. I think that's amazing that you've done this. So I would love to go ahead and tag you in this video. You should be very proud of yourself. Parents, be proud, and I hope that you're feeling well. Also hope that all of my other Limey pals out there are feeling well and doing okay this evening. And yeah, I'm about to sign off. I hope that everybody has a great day or a great night wherever you're coming to me from. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, it's Lyme Awareness Month. Go hug a limey or something, or post some great articles that you find, or repost these videos. We really would like to get as much awareness for this month as we possibly can. So I appreciate all of you guys for your efforts with that. Thank you guys. Have a great day or night as always. Mwah. Love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.